Hello, guys. Welcome and thanks for joining the live. So, how many people there are here? We are just like 6 people right now. So, hello, everybody, and hello, Beverly. Yes, you're having fun with your new worms, everybody. Worms are very fun. So, B. Dewi is asking, is at the new worm? No, right now I'm home. You can see at the back I have my wine rack. And yes, you can see update on the setup if you go on the YouTube channel. I just made some some videos about the new setup. I am almost done to set up everything. I have some boxes to just fix it, and it's okay. Hey Rancho, I'm okay. What about you, my friends? So it's very, very nice. I am little excited, a little nervous. It's first time for my live stream. I promise I will try to do more, at least like one every other week, if it's possible. If there are enough people that want to enjoy our live stream. So my wife is just showing me that she's seeing my live stream. Thank you, baby. Okay, guys, so let's just go deep inside the topic of this live stream. So the topic I thought about the live stream was, just have a exchange of opinion with you guys, exchange of experience. Try to answer, any question you have. If, of course, I know the answer. So don't be shy, and just ask everything. So Rancho is okay. So let's go first with the Rancho. Rancho is asking me how many pounds of red wigglers do you put on each breeding bean. So my breeding bean, I talk about that in more than one video. My breeding bean are 2 pounds of red wigglers and the 3 gallons of bedding. And my reproduction bean, actually, they are only fed of worm chow. And but I am already start today to shot a video because I want to do a master class on breeding bean. So they will take a little time because the cycle is 3 weeks. So I want to follow 3 weeks of the cycle of the reproduction bean. I just started today. So in 3 weeks I will post this video, and it will be, I think it will be the first and the unique master class on the reproduction bean. So Beverly is asking, just watch your warm chow video and then get the type of flower you added. You can add any kind of flower you want. The flower, it's wheat flour, organic, So this is what I like to use. But actually, any wheat flowers. And actually, I have two kind of flour if you want to talk. One is the cornmeal, and one is the wheat organic. Okay. Then he said that he will be buying some red wiggles for me. Thank you very much. Whatever you are ready, no rush. If you have any question, just ask me. Yes, no problem, Rancho. We are here for any kind of a problem. Of course, my reproduction being are my technique. It's personal. I don't think that there are the only one way to have the perfect reproduction being. I think that each farmer, each person that have a little experience and they have try and retry and retry and retry, have his own formula or recipe. I will share with you what I do. That after like 5 years, I found the perfect way to make my red wiggle reproduce like crazy and be very happy. So of course, that I like to use to use pit moss. For me, pit moss is one of the best things you can use. Okay, and the ranch also was asking if I will be breeding an European nightcrawler. Actually, I will not anymore. I still have some European nightcrawler, and I have to decide what to do. I don't know if I wanna dump in the big. I have the big bin, the one that I just put together, the one that's 24 feet by 4 feet. So and make like mixed worms to produce casting, or maybe I can just sell the last European nightcrawler I have. Yeah, because I saw in the last video, I will. concentrate everything just on the red wigglers. I want to be specialized in pure red wigglers and do only pure red wigglers. That's it. Because the space is what it's at. I don't have like a farm, in the things. So Bida was telling me how many euros we have left. I think I have like 4 or 5 pounds, more or less, between juvenile and adult. I'm not sure about that. But if I eyeball, I think there will be around 4 or 5 pounds. So that's it. I don't know if somebody's interested. Just send me an email. But I already decided more or less to just dump in the big bed and mix with the other worms to produce casting. So the euros, they can work like the bar one, because they like to go a little deeper than the reds. They like to stay more on the top. So this is what I decided, but this is something I will do pretty soon. Okay, so any more question? No? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the reproduction bin, how I do my reproduction bin. So okay, Dave, just send me an email, okay? We can chat in private. If you go to the chat on my website, you can send me a chat from the website. Please don't do like an anonymous, because if you do an anonymous, you need to stay on the page, because if you close the page, it will disappear. So if you just chat with your real profile, we can chat forever. It's like a Facebook plugin. All right, so how my reproduction bin work, okay? The most important things are like the proportion. The proportion. So what I use, I found the perfect formula is what I use are the beans, the cement mixer beans that they are on they sell like Home Depot or Lowe's, I guess. But if you find something that have the same square feet surfaces, you can use any. So the proportion is 2 pounds of worms, 3 gallons of peat moss. I use only peat moss, and 1 cup and a half of my worm chow. This is how I start. So mix everything very, very truly, and the water, of course, and do this about 4 or 5 days a week before you are expecting your worms. And when they're ready, check again the moisture and just inoculate the worms. Just wait that the worms go down, and feed twice a week, around half cup of worm chow times for 3 weeks. Okay, so why 3 weeks? Let's talk. This is something that I want to say, because a lot of people, they ask me, how is the cycle of the lives of the worms? We talk about red worms or red wigglers, especially because more or less it's the same thing, but some things that can change between African, European nightcrawler. They are a small, a little slower breeder, and they breed a little slower. For example, the African, they hatch a lot of eggs, but not all the eggs are full. The red wigglers have more worms inside. So let's suppose that you receive your red wigglers, 1 pound of red wigglers or adult. So why the 3 weeks? Because the cycle for the red wigglers to breed and lay all the cocoons is between 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks, the cocoon, actually, they can start to hatch. So if we want to work on a reproduction bin that had a serious reproduction bin, I'm not talking about the bin that you have at home, and just you leave the worms there and you continue to add bedding and food and just let the worms do whatever they wanted to do. So we are talking about serious reproduction bin. So when your first focus is to have as much worms as possible in a little time. So make the worms reproduce pretty fast. So to do that, we need to actually separate the cocoons from the adult immediately every 3 weeks. So, hi, Owens Worm Farm. Yes, thanks for joining the chat and the live stream actually. So let's go back to the topic. So what we want to do, we want to give it to the worms 3 weeks in this intensive, tray, reproduction tray, where they lay all the cocoons they can and they want. Of course, it's not predictable 100%, but I will assure you, if everything work perfect, there are the perfect condition, moisture, temperature, and everything, they will lay tons of cocoon. So after that, we want to just harvest everything. What do we harvest? We have 3 products that we take out from the reproduction bean. The casting, of course, the cocoons, and the worms. So what do? We harvest everything, and we split the 3 final products. So the casting, we do whatever we do. If you sell it, sell it. If you use for your garden, use for your garden. The cocoons, we have to start a nursery bin, okay? But this is another topic. And the adult, let's pretend the 2 pounds that you take, they are still 2 pounds. Actually, they didn't reproduce in the way that are more. They are still 2 pounds, but you just put it in a fresh bedding. So when the worms have fresh bedding, they are happy. They have fresh food, fresh bedding, perfect moisture. So they start again to breed. So the worms, they breed continually. They never stop if they are the perfect condition. The worms, they do just 3 things, guys. They eat, poo, and they reproduce and breed like crazy. They have the best life. And everything on the dark. So they have the best life. So when that happens, the cocoon, you put the cocoon in a nursery. So the cocoon, actually, they have a very variable time to hatch. They can hatch in 4 weeks, they can hatch in 6 weeks, they hatch when whatever they decided to hatch. Okay, so what I do in my reproduction, in my nursery bin, I put some actually manure. Okay, if you don't have access to manure, that's okay, you don't need that. So, but again, peat moss is very fluffy, it retains moisture, so you don't need to water your bin very often. And you want to put real food at this point. So you want to put a real food, better if it's a little pre-composted, so because you have to stay a lot so it don't warm up. Because when those babies, when those cocoon hatch, when this baby born, they are starving. They will attack the food like crazy. And also they are a lot. They can be thousands. Because if, for example, again, pretend that you have 500 cocoons, okay? We'll have more, but let's pretend you have 500 cocoons. Each red wiggler's cocoon can have anything between 3 and 7 eggs, so little baby inside the cocoon. They can have 1, 2. They can never hatch because for any reason the cocoon die, but this is the average, okay? So let's pretend that you have the minimum, that is 3 baby worms for cocoon. So 500 times 3 is 1,500. So you will have 1,500 baby worms that are very, very starving and they want food. So they will attack all your food immediately. And this is the reason why you don't want the babies with the adult, because they will compete for food. The adult, they are more laid down. They are hungry, they eat, but they eat also the bedding, and other stuff. The baby, they go immediately for the decomposing bacteria that are actually in the food. So you need a little food. When they become juvenile, if you want it, you can move it in a reproduction bin. They still don't reproduce, but the reproduction bin with only one chow. So you give a high protein, high nutritious food, so they can grow pretty fast and become adult pretty fast and start to breed. Okay, I know it's a lot of things, but in just to explain, like this. But this is in long story short how my breeding bin work and how usually all the farmer, make this. So Rancher Ray is asking how often you harvest your breeding beans. I just thought it's every 3 weeks. This is the standard. You start with the 2 pounds of worms, 3 gallons of bedding that actually is all peat moss, 1 cup and a half of my wormicho. I don't know regarding the other wormicho because I make experimental with mine, and this is the perfect for modern work. You can have the recipe; it's public on YouTube, so you can go and do by yourself, or you can buy from my website if you don't want to, make mess and do everything by yourself, or order all the ingredients. You can buy directly. It's pretty cheap. It don't cost a lot. So again, 3 pounds of bedding, peat moss, 1 cup and a half of wormichow, 2 pounds of worms. Another question that always I have: why you mix the wormichow on the bedding on the peat moss? The wormichow, the base is a grain, so it will ferment and it will warm up. Actually, not. I did a lot of experiment, of course, before to pour my worms inside something that can kill them, because when something ferment and the rise temperature, it can reach a very high temperature, like 130, 140 degrees, so they will kill the worm. I made a lot of experiment with a different quantity. I actually put like half pound of my wormichow in the 3-gallon bedding, just without worms, of course, to try if it will warm up with 3 different thermometer and different point of the tray, and it didn't warm up. It was perfect. The temperature was all the same, and the difference was like 1 degree Fahrenheit. So that worked. So I found that if I mix all the wormichow with all the bedding, the worms, they work the bedding better. When I use it to put the wormichow all on the top, all the around, where there was the wormichow, there was full of worms and a lot of casting, but the rest of the bedding was not worked very truly. So in this way, mixing all the bedding with the wormichow, I found that the worms, they spread all over the bean and they work the bedding better. And in 3 weeks, 3 gallons of peat moss is perfectly composted and is all pure 100% organic worm casting. The wormichow also have grit inside, so you don't need to add grit, you don't need to add nothing. If you want to add maybe some coffee ground, that's okay, but don't mix the coffee ground with the wormichow, because I found that the grain, the base grain in the wormichow with the coffee, that it's a high nitrogen basis, it will actually ferment. So I don't put any coffee actually in the. I want to prevent any kind of problem. So Ranch again is asking if we are working with Indian blues again. No. I had Indian blues. I love Indian blues. On my blog, there are actually an article that I wrote regarding Indian blues. The title is Indian Blues, the underestimated warm composter, because really I like it, and they are amazing, beautiful warm composter. But I didn't make a decision, guys. So I can never. It was very, very fun for me breed 4 or 5 different breed of worms, but right now I am stepping up and I need to be concentrated in one thing and be the best. I want to be the best on breeding red wigglers, and I will be the best on breeding red wigglers. I am almost very close. so I decided to put all myself in red wigglers. So Rancho, I will not have any Indian blues. No, I will have only red wigglers, and again I have African nightcrawler for a friend of mine that he have amazing, beautiful, one of the best African nightcrawler you can find today in United States. But they are not for my farm. It's like drop shipping. It's a friend of mine, and I trust him with all myself. You buy for me, he ship, but it's like I package those worms myself. I put my name and all my trust. And those are African nightcrawler. Okay, so the next video there will be this master class on breeding, but you have to wait because you have to wait the 3-week cycle. And in the same time, I will shoot a master class on nursery bean. So I will show you the two things: how to reproduce and how make the cocoon hatch in the nursery. We did at different stages. I have a nursery on different stage. I have a nursery only cocoons. I have a nursery only newborn. I have a nursery only juvenile. So I am able actually, guys, to show you all the different stages. So, but it will take time because we have to different stages. So I hope by the end of the month. Those videos will be ready. I have other video that I'm working on that will be a surprise. There will be a series, like a Netflix show on the forbidden food. There are a lot of talking about the forbidden food. Every time I see on some Facebook group, people, they talk, oh, I don't feed this because it's for onion peel or whatever, because it's forbidden food. My always answer at the past is my worms, they don't have FB, so they Facebook, so they don't know that it's actually a forbidden food, so they eat everything I throw in the bin. So that means that are not forbidden food. There are just the just quantity. Of course, you can put 40 pounds of coffee ground, or less. You can put 20 pounds of orange or lemon, because you have to have balance on everything. Actually, it depends on the bean. In the bean that I have, the one for 24 feet by 4 feet, I can put 20 pounds of orange. Of course, it's everything, depends. So, okay, so I talk for 21 minutes straight, and considering that English is not my first language, that's a lot. You need a lot of concentration from my side. Okay, so guys, do you have any question? Yeah, so Rancho, you are a talker, so make some question. I know you have a lot of question.
Did you see the question about the flower? I just watched your worm shell video and I didn't type the flower.
Yeah, my wife is here close to me, and she actually read the question for me, so she helped at the first live stream.
There's somebody from Scottsville, just down the road.
Yeah, so if what's the name of the guys that was from Scottsville here? CP Nerd? CP, if you are from Scottsville, come to visit me, man. My 1 minute's open. So if you guys are from not far from here, come to visit me. I am very proud of my job. I am very proud of my warmery, and especially the new setup. We all, my wife, my stepson, and my brother, we all work hard to set up the new warmery. So I'm very proud of what we did. So if you are closer, just shoot me an email, or you can call me. My phone is everywhere. You just can call me or text me, and we can arrange a date that work for both of us, and you can come over whatever you want. I show you. I will give you a guitar.
Sure.
Oh yes, Beverly. Yeah, she was last Monday. She come to pick up some worms for me. Hi, nice to see you here. That it was very nice. Yeah, Beverly. She can tell you I have a lot of pride on my wormery. So no, another thing that I wanna say, and you when it's ready, I will show you guys. I am changing the packaging of the casting. Hey Paul, hi, welcome. Thanks for joining. So I'm changing the packaging of the casting. I found out that the packaging I did with this bread ball kind of bags, they are perfect. They are perfect for like a quick turnaround, but for the casting stay some like on the shelf in a dry place for more than a month, maybe a little more, maybe it will dry actually. So I am working with a packaging company. I want to do a nice new packaging, and I want to try to the distribution of the product, bigger distribution, go to Amazon, and go on Amazon and just distribute my product more. I want to more than wholesale. Of course, I have a couple of wholesale customers. They have actually farm or landscape company. They need a lot of that. And Owens, I will answer to you right now. Let me finish this concept. But I want to concentrate actually on. I want to concentrate actually on the retail. I want to concentrate the retail, so I'm working on this packaging. I will show you when it's ready. We are working now the layout and everything. Okay, so Owens is asking me how did or what made you get into worm farming. So this is actually a nice question because it's a nice story. My brother told me that I am the Breaking Bad of the worms because if you saw the show Breaking Bad, he started in RV. I start on my basement. So long story short, I will make pretty short up. So 4 years ago, I think whatever. So I was spending money to buy worm casting. I am garden enthusiast, so I have my garden. I grow my tomato, cucumber, zucchini, whatever, on my backyard. Super hot pepper, of course. I like super hot pepper. So I was spending money on worm casting, and like because worm casting, if you garden and you don't use worm casting, you are doing something wrong. So I was spending a bunch of money actually in worm casting because there was nobody local. So I was buying Amazon online or whatever. So I was spending a bunch of money. So at a certain point, I say, I am a smart guy, I am a little nerd in my stuff. When I decide to do something, I study, I read, I do a lot of stuff. So I made my research and I decided to buy 2 pounds of worms, like end of July. So I said, so for next spring, I'm ready and I will have all the casting I need for my garden. So actually, I was so good that my basement was full of worms and casting. I didn't have any more space in the casting in the basement. So I had more than I needed. So in a couple of Facebook group, I wrote, "Hey guys, if you need worms or casting, I have a little extra, so I can sell it." And actually, I sell it for very very cheap price. So what happened that like 2 weeks, I sold everything. It was sold out. So my brain started to work a little bit. Oh, let's do if I can do some more business. So I bought 10 pounds of worms. In 3 weeks, they were all gone. So I bought 50 pounds of worms and I started the worm in my basement. Meantime, I was working for Allstate Insurance for almost 9 years. So, and I wasn't happy. I'm not the guy that can spend his life at the desk. Okay, so my beautiful wife, she started to push me. So I say, hey, if you like to do that and you are unhappy with your work, try to switch career, go professional with worm farming.
And I wanted the worms out of the
Of
basement.
course, and she's adding, she's Renaissance, and then she wanted the worms out of the basement, of course. So I talk with my boss and I say, hey, I want to go part time because I want to start to see what I can do with the worms. So I rent like 500 square feet warehouse. I went part time. After 3 months, I quit my job. I went to 1,000 square feet. Now I am more than 2,000 square feet. Long story short. Okay. Ranch, have you thought about writing a book? Yeah, a lot. My wife, you don't know me, guys. My wife is pretty. It was more than now, but it's still is pretty intense. So one day maybe I will write a book. Actually, I publish a photographic book. Maybe you don't know, guys. I am professional photographer. I use it to teach photographer. I have a PhD in visual anthropology, so I use it to produce like documentary, visual documentary, and everything. And I publish it a photographic book in 4 of the places that I use it to live. It's of course Italy, of course USA, and Africa, Kenya. I use it to live in Africa, Kenya, and Mexico too. So this is a book of a journey of my life in these 4 places that I be a piece of my heart. So all over. So Rancho said that prices are going up really fast. People finally understood the importance of vermicompost. Yeah, but the prices are not going up because people understood the importance of vermicompost. Of course, demand and supply is very important on the price set. But the problem is that everything is going up, guys. From the last year to this year, if with the same things, I have around 20-25% more of expenses. shipping costs. USPS raised the price around 15-20%. Of course, gas and everything, electric and everything is cost a lot more. So unfortunately, the prices are going up. The bags that I use for the compost right now, I started last year, the price went up almost 35%. For two reasons: for the shipping, of course, because when I buy, I pay shipping, and for the cost of actually this bag. People sometimes they don't understand. Hey, you raise the price $2, yeah, but my my price to produce this product, it went up more than $2. I'm trying to contain the race, but it's not only me. If you go grocery shopping, you see, guys, for the same amount of food, you spend at least 25-30% more. So, is the price of vermicompost went up not only because people finally understand the importance, not only for this, but because everything went up. So,
an example of wood.
yeah.
When you need to buy some wood, how much?
Oh yes, for example, one example, when I started and I bought my CFT, to all the wood, okay, that I bought. Don't talk about the galvanized pipes, okay, that's part, but just talk about the wood. All the wood to build one big CFT bin, the one 8x2x2, it was around 75-80 bucks. Now you need the double. It's no less than $150-$160 to build one CFT, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Home Depot. I am a big aficionado of Home Depot. Everything you buy Home Depot, it costs 50%, at least 50% more than the last year. Yeah. So they can, but going back, there are Paul Velasco. Hi, Paul. I don't remember if I already say hi to you. Hi, Paul. So let's go back to the comment of Rancho. Yes, people understand the importance of vermicompost, and this is very important. I saw this in one video. Let's save the world one worm at a time. Yeah, because the United Nations say that if we don't change, if we don't stop to use massive chemical fertilizer, we have only 60 years of soil for cultivation. Our food. 60 years only. After that, everything will be a desert. So people understand that we need to go organic 100%, and have their own compost pile in the backyard, have their own worms, use worm casting. Farmers are starting to understand they have to stop to use Roundup, all these things, and start to go fully 100% organic. There are studies, it's not me, but there are scientific studies, they prove that 100 years of using chemical fertilizer have not improved not only the soil but the quantity of food that we produce. So if we compare like 10 acre of corn, genetically modified and full chemical with the same acre of corn, 100% organic, not GMO and everything, the chemical one do not produce more. They produce more or less the same, but have the effect that the soil becomes sterile. So that's the true, the sad truth. It's not me, it's a science. That's what it says. So it's very important, guys, that we are sensible to this kind of problematic, that we spread the word. You just talk, go with a friend and say, hey, you like your gardening, you like to grow your tomato, you like to grow your marijuana, now it's legal. So stop buying Miracle Grow, go organic. Go with 1-2 pounds of worm and produce your own worm casting. If you don't want to do that, buy your own worm casting. Ranch, how do you keep flies and insect away from the beans? Okay, that's a weird question. You know why it's a weird question, Rancho? Because I don't have flies and insect from my beans. I don't know why. I never had. The only time I had a fly, soldier fly, was one time that I pick up some horse manure that was a little fresh from a stable here in Rochester, and I let to mature a little bit, and there was a bunch of soldier fly larvae. They actually become fly. So, and I put like the zipping things, the electric zipping things with the neon, the pinkish and bluish neon, and a couple of times that I used a lot of not pre-composted kitchen scraps. I had like fruit fly, and actually I with only the yellow sticky things, that went away, and the neon zipping things, they went all away. That was the only time I had the flies and the bugs. I don't have bugs. I know, man. I am too. But one reason why I don't have flies also because in the reproduction bin I don't use anything that make fly. I use only worm chow and pit moss because I want to have control 100% of everything. In the reproduction bin, guys, the system, the ecosystem is so delicate that I want to have control over everything. So if I use only pit moss and worm chow, and I have a control of everything. I just put some moisture if I need a little bit, don't need too much. Usually I put a little water because the pit moss is so good to retain moisture that you don't need to add any more water. That is amazing. Oh, there are Honey and Hug from Grand Bend, Ontario. They got my sifter. They are the happy family. We got my Brockwood, the red sifter. It was very nice to miss you guys. It was a little adventure because I had to go to Canada with the sifter in the back of my car, and but we made it. And hey, thanks Annie and Doug for being here with you. And sifter good work. I know I love this sifter guy. The only reason that I sell it and because I got a big one, I made a big investment, so I need to something back to pay part of the new big investment. But believe me, I sold this harvester. Yeah, I was sad when it went away because it gave me a lot of give me a lot. It's the things where I started with everything. Okay, just let me drink some water, guys. It's like 37 minutes that I'm talking straight. Let me. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me see if by any chance I missed some question. Okay. Okay, yes, Dave 967. We will talk on chat. Hold on, I got a chat here. I have a question here on Facebook. You got meeting the video not doing CFT logs was into your first also. Okay, so Peter on Facebook is telling me of some problem to join the live, and he's asking me how long was it until you did your first harvest on your CFT bean. So the first harvest on my first CFT bean was after about 4 months. I waited 4 months because I waited that half the initial bedding was all transformed in casting before start to harvest. I waited 4 months, but after the 4 months, I actually harvested every other week, sometimes every week, depends of I check the harvest from the casting from the bottom, and sometimes every week, but usually every other week. But the first time I harvest was after 4 months. Yeah, but one of the CFT bean, the last one I built, actually I resetted completely after 5 months. I never harvested from the bottom because I knew that I had to move. And I say, so at this point, I no want to, put this CFT on rotating working, and I didn't feed the CFT for almost 1 month and a half. So I gave the worms the time to completely be done with the bedding, and it really was close to 6 months So after 6 months, I completely resetted. So I didn't take from the bottom, but actually from the top. I take out everything, and there are a video. You can go on my channel. There are a video when I did this thing, and it was perfect, beautiful casting. Okay, Scott is going to dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Okay, see you later, Scotty. And so that's it. I hope I answered to your question. Okay, I don't know if you want a question writing down on Facebook. Eventually, I will answer later. Okay. All right, live streaming. Okay, we are 18 people. So I think for the first live stream I can be very, very happy to have 18 people here with me, and listen to me for 40 minutes and some seconds. Okay, any question, guys? I'm pretty sure you have a question on your Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks to you, Beverly, to come to visit me. It was very, very nice. Okay, Annie is asking, how do you know when to add food if you mix in? I know the warm chow. I guess we are talking about the warm chow. That I add because I made my experiment. It took 1 year for me actually making a different experiment with it being a different quantity of chow. So the first time I put the chow only on the top. So after I put like a first quantity, like 2.5 cups, and it took the worms a lot more than a week to finish. So I want like a faster cycle. So finally, I found out that 1.5 cups for the starting point, 1.5 cups was the perfect amount for the worms to eat in a week. So I suppose if the same amount they eat, it was just on the top. I will mix it. They will eat anyway because there are same. The two fixed things are 2 pounds of worm, 3 gallons of bedding. So the variable was the quantity of food. So I try with different quantity of food till I found the perfect quantity that was 1.5 cups. 1.5 cups. The first time I mix 1.5 cups and I wait 1 week. For a week, I don't feed the worms. The 8th day, so if I start the bedding Monday, the next Monday I will add like a little more than half cup, like 3/4 cup, and I will do 3/4 cup twice a week. So the second week I put twice 3/4 cup, and the third week I will put on the Monday, I will put just 3/4 cup and I don't feed anymore. And the Monday after, so I will let them finish the bedding. And the Monday after, so at the 21st day, I will harvest. Thank you, Rancho. Yes, I try to do whatever I can and I try to help you out, you guys. It's not only my business, but it's my passion. And, I used to teach and I like actually, share my wisdom, if you want to call it wisdom. Okay, James is asking, are you concerned about the shipping USPS and they have said they will no longer guarantee today delivery? I heard from another supplier they use FedEx today. Okay, so James, yes, I'm concerned. Of course, I am concerned. USPS, they say they can guarantee 2 days. That's true. But for my experience, I send a lot of worms. In the last year, I sent really a lot. And in the last year, they went from 2 days to a week to the box completely disappear. So, yeah, but usually 98% of the time, the worms arrive between 2-3 days and they arrive perfect alive. I had the worms delivered after a week, 8 days. They were perfect. Of course, they were a little shocked, but they were alive and they actually come back. So the FedEx is a problem because FedEx, UPS don't ship a live animal. The only the ship live animals is USPS and FedEx. FedEx have a very high prices if you don't have high volume. So I'm pretty sure I know that the supply that you buy, because there are only two suppliers in the United States that use FedEx, because they have a high volume. So if you have a high volume, FedEx will make a deal with you, a contract that give you a fair price. If I am small compared to these people, it's not convenient. The cost of the shipping, 2 days shipping, will be more of the value of the box of the worms. So right now I can do that. Right now the only thing I can do, guys, if you want overnight shipping with the USPS, of course it's extra cost, but we can do that. For example, if you have like 8 pound and you want to pay the overnight shipping with the USPS, it's a little more, but maybe it's worth. But the most important thing is, in any way, I guarantee live arrival. So if you guys um, take the box between 2 hours, that is arrived. For example, if they leave the box in at your home on your porch, and you don't leave it there for 24 hours, I will guarantee live arrival. I will reimburse or send the worms again. I pay extra insurance with my pocket. I pay extra insurance, so it's pretty well covered. The only times that it's not covered is if it's your fault. If you order live animal, you need to stay aware, and the things that I always, and I'm not tired to say, you have the responsibility to check the tracking code. So there are application, USPS app on your phone. Just download the app, and you can have every 3 seconds, check where your package is. Okay, so Rancho say, I copied your warm chow recipe. The only thing I changed was the alfalfa. Buy alfalfa meal that's already parody, and I don't have to grind it. That's okay. That's work. The alfalfa meal could work. Yeah, for me, of course, because I use a very big quantity of warm chow. For me, it's not economical, convenient to buy the alfalfa meal already grinded, because cost like 20 times more. So I buy the one that I have to powder, and I buy the grinder. This grinder, it's not a big grinder, but it's work amazing and give me the final product. The one which it's fine like flowers, and it's beautiful. It's immediately available for the worms, and that's perfect. Yes, it's a little slower compared to maybe a bigger grinder, but I found out that the final product is beautiful, and it's amazing, immediately available for the worm. So giving a step back to James' question, yes, of course, I am concerned. Each each box I send, it's a delivery for me. It's like I'm pregnant, and I can't wait that the baby come out. when a customer that become friends, they send me a message. Hey, the worms arrived. They're beautiful, amazing. They are alive. You guys, you don't know. You see my face. I just breathe. Beautiful. I am a smaller guy, so if I have a big loss of worms, economically for me it's a big loss. But of course, it is what is it. This is the industry, so I will take my words. If the worms are dead for any reason that is not up to the customer, I will refund or resend. No way, no question asked. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to see if I skip some question, but I don't think so. So right now we are 22 people, so we are a little more, 6 more, and believe me, guys, it's a big success from my first live stream. Like always, I like to improvise, and I have nothing to write down. So next time I will write something down. Anakagunga, hello from Bali. Hey, beautiful Bali. Bali is on my bucket list. I want to go to Bali one time in my life before I die. Hey, welcome to my channel, Anak. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anak, what do you grow in Bali? Yes, Rancho, I already have a. Ancho is asking if I have worms from now on. Yes, the worms are available on the website. You can go and order. They are available. I have all the worms you guys have. I will have a big surprise that I will anticipate you for the end of the month. I will go in Wisconsin to visit a friend of mine that he have a poor red wiggles worm farm. I'm going to visit him. We are going to talk about some kind of partnership, and I will make a video. I will show his operation and his worm farm. That will be very, very interesting. Actually, I wanna go and visit more worm farm in the future, and make some other video. It's always interesting to see other people and how they operate their worm farm. So because I think that I know a lot of things about worms, of course, yes, but I think that every day there are something new to learn. So everything has something new to learn, and every day there are something that happen in my wormery that make me change mind. If you follow me in the last 20-30 video, I changed mind about my business like 5 times, trying to adapt to the market, to the request, and to the challenge that every day I have on my wormers with my worm. Renault, if rabbit poop is full of nutty worms, should I still feed to my red wigglers? Renault, depends of you. Okay, so but from my experience, usually the worms that you find in the poop that can be rabbit poop or horse manure. Worms love horse manure a lot. Usually they are the family of the red wigglers, because red wigglers is a name that include the Aesenia family, the one with the stripes and everything. So there are I don't know, maybe like 12 different breeds of Aesenia, or what we call red wigglers. So there are a good chance, I think more than 90%, that the worms at Renault that you find in your red big pool, they are red wigglers. Maybe different species, the red wigglers that you bought, and because they do not interbreed, so probably they will not interbreed. So the ones that you find in the rabbit poop, they will breed by themselves, and the one that you bought, the red wigglers, yes, they did look red still. Yes, that's 95+%. They are the same family. So actually, I know worms. I'm not like an entomologist or something, specialist, zoologist, to exactly identify the species. But there are some Aesenia, they can interbreed, other not. So I don't know a lot about that. So I don't want to say something that I really don't know. Yeah, but but I think you can mix. The only things that can happen eventually, at a certain point, one species will overcome the other one, and you will have your bean with only one species. That can happen after 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't know. Yeah. But if you don't sell worms, so if you don't want poor breeds, yeah, of course, mixer. Yeah, I have my big bean, the worm casting production machine. That there are 3 species of worm, maybe 4, because I just put some African necklace cocoon. So this is only for compost. So I don't sell those worms. I fed 2 cups of cooked rice today to my worm twin. That's okay. Cooked rice, it's okay. Cooked is better than not cooked, because it's already broke down. So the only thing you have to be aware, that if you put a lot, I don't know how big is your bean, but if you put a lot of rice in a smaller bean, the rice can ferment. So you have to be careful, because if ferment, it can rise temperature and can be harmful to your worm. Okay. Would love to meet you in Bile. We have red wigglers, blues, NSC, and the lumbrical rubellus. We don't have NSC in here. Yeah, NSC they like cold, so I think Bali. Man, if I come in Bali, you can be sure 100% I come to visit you one day. Okay, right now I'm sticking with my work from. I can move a lot. I get a vacation with my wife before the big move because I knew that I'm not able to go on vacation for a lot of time now. Yeah, let's see, maybe Christmas. I want to go in Italy to my mom. I don't know. Let's see. For now, I have 4 or 5 big guys. That's okay. Yeah, but again, the most important thing, you don't put a lot of cooked rice in one single bean if it's not very very big. Yeah, and also when you put like high nitrogen food or grain, like in this case, always my suggestion is to put some carbon. Okay. Yes. Hamal, what your advice for best reproduction? So my advice was I talk, at the beginning of the video, do a reproduction being 21 days cycle, everything under control, everything balanced. Again, my perfect balance is 2 pounds of red wigglers and 3 gallons of bedding and 1.5 cups of my warm chow. That's it. And 21 days, harvest everything, separate the tree product that is cocoon worms and worm casting. Start over with the worms, a new bedding, and put the cocoons in a nursery bin. Yeah, that is my advice, Kamal. Again, I already told, but I will repeat again. I'm shooting a master class on reproduction bean. I tried to figure out if there are something similar on YouTube today, but I didn't find anything. So I thought that there will be a nice video to do, guys, to give you guys, to share with you guys how I do the stuff. Okay, when I screened my casting of the Renault, when I screened my casting, all the eggs went through the screen and into the casting. Can I want to separate the eggs from the finished casting? Of course, you can manually do, but you will never be able to separate all the worms, and it's time consuming and annoying. Separate the cocoons one by one. So the best thing you can do, Renault, is 2x2 sifters. Okay, one is a 1/8 inch the mesh, and one is 1/4 inch. Okay, if you go to the website, I'm writing you guys down this the website www.natureg.com. So this is my Amazon affiliate website where you can find everything you need for your garden and the worms. There are one page on the website that is worm accessories, where I put everything I use in my wormery when I started now. So let's go back to Renault. You have to use 2 different sifter. One quarter inch and one is 1/8 inch. Why 2? No, the egg is not smaller than 1/8. No. Yeah, maybe some eggs can be smaller, but just a few, like a handful, like 4 or 5. I can do because my big wormel, the big trommel, have 2. One is 1/8, where only the poor casting go through, and I found some cocoon. Yeah, if somebody tell you that is don't go through 1/8, it's a lie, because some cocoons go, but it's just the cocoon they are smaller for some reason. But the regular red wigger cocoon is not smaller than 1/8. 100%. 100%. So go with the 2, okay? 1/4. So you first harvest 1/4, and you take out all the worms and the big stuff that are not, worked from the worms. All the rest, so you take out the worms and the biggest stuff. All the rest you sift with 1/8. So everything come out, it's poor 100% poor worm casting. Yes, an handful of little cocoon, but just an handful. Everything stay on 1/8. It's the little big particle of casting that is not completely processed. It don't pass through the 1/8, and all the cocoons and babies. Babies don't pass through 1/8. It's very, very, very difficult, but baby. So you will have all babies, juvenile, they pass a bit between the 1/8, 1/4 inch, and and the cocoons. And all the unprocessed casting, not totally unprocessed casting, that it's okay. I use this to give a start, a big jump start to the new bedding on the nursery. So when I prepare all the bedding on the nursery, I put it inside the big unprocessed casting that you find in 1/8 inch mesh. Okay, if you go on the website natureguy.com and you go to warm accessory, you'll find everything I use: the shredder, the grinder, this mesh, the bags I use for casting, everything I use. Okay, so Anak is asking, it is safe to use worm casting directly to plants after harvesting? Yes, of course, you have to use worm casting directly to plants. If you store the casting in the right way, the casting have a nice pressure on it. If you keep the right moisture and it's not under the sun and under the heat, the casting, you can store casting for more than 1 year with no problem. The most important thing is don't dry up. But again, you can use it directly on the warm casting. I always suggest to not overdo, not because it harm your plants, absolutely not. The casting is completely natural. It absolutely don't hurt, don't burn your plants. This is the chemical stuff that burn the plants. Yeah, but it's a waste. The if the warm casting, it's the one you made and it's a pure, it's very, very powerful thing. You don't need to use a lot. In the little pamphlet I made that I had always on my order, I suggest some quantity of casting. I usually suggest for the beds, if you have rusted beds and you have to do the new bedding for the beds, I suggest around 8-10% of the volume of everything, and after sprinkle a little on the top and just a little handful inside the hole when you transplant your plant, and after a little handful on the base of the plants once a month, every 3 weeks, just for maintenance. If you do your potting mix, it's a little different. You need a little more. So if you do your potting mix soil, put around 15-20% of warm casting of total soil. So if you do 10 gallon of mixed soil, add like gallon and a half of warm casting. It's enough. And again, once a month, every 3 weeks, it's just a little maintenance, a little handful at the base of the plant. That's my suggestion. And of course, warm tea. If you can do the warm tea by yourself, that would be great. And spray every 2-3 weeks to your plant and warm tea. It's the best present you can give to your plants. They will grow amazing, bug free, and they will absorb from the leaves all the beautiful things that the warm casting give. Okay, Renaud, will you further expand your warehouse space to increase production? What about doing outdoors in the field? More complicated, I think. Okay, so Renaud, it's not more complicated. It's just things regarding weather. Yes, my next step, I hope, this is my idea, when I leave this warehouse where I am, is to buy a land, a little farm, and build on the top some greenhouse that can be heated. Also, if they are not heated, we can find a way to do that, and do outside. Unfortunately, where I live, I have two choices. So I move my family south and everything, or if I stay here, it's just a little more expensive, for to start up and build some um, big coverages, heated, for to protect the beddings. But it's definitely my next step. I want to do this if I can do. I am actually looking for a land. It's not that easy how I thought at first time, especially because where I live, 80% is all wood, like very wood, a bunch of trees. So if I found something that was like 8 acre, 10 acre, but was 10 acre of wood. So taking out all those trees, they will be crazy expensive. So it's not worth economically. Okay, would it not make more sense to have the red wiggler directly in the garden beds producing casting there? No. No, because red wigglers are composting worms. They don't thrive in the soil. They thrive in decomposing things. So because they feed and thrive on the bacteria of the decomposing things. So if you put in the bed where there are soil, it's not their natural environment. Heartworms, the one you find in your garden, that's are the perfect for your bed. Every time it rain or I work on my garden and I see worms, the worms that are originally from there, I just take it and put in my raised bed. That's the good one. If you want to put some worms in your bed, maybe the rubellus are the good one. Yeah, but not the composting worms. Composting worms like red wigglers, no, absolutely no. Also, if your bed, like mine, is very, very active, it's like a living thing. So I have a lot of leaves, branch, and all this kind of compost and all these things. The worms they will not thrive. If you want to put worms in your bed, you can use something like a bed tower, like a tower, like you can do like a 5 gallons buckets, put all over, and just go deep inside your bed, and leave it just the top, and you feed there all the food, the kitchen scraps, all the feed. So the worms, what they do, they live and feed inside this bucket, but they had to venture out in the neighborhood and they poo, so they will put their casting on the neighbor, but they finally come back inside this hole. So okay, random question: what are the best and the worst food for worms? I don't think there are best and worst food for worms. I think there are different kind of worms. They give different value to your bedding. So a variegated diet for the worms is always recommended. For variegated data, I mean something that can give to the final casting different nutrition, different things, different kind of nutrients. So also, if you feed only worm chow like I do, my worm chow has 7 different ingredients, so they give it to the final casting whatever you need. For example, one thing that I always I suggest to everybody and I use a lot is coffee ground. There was already one question about coffee ground. Coffee ground is very good for your worms, not only for the worms but for the final casting, because I have nitrogen, I have a lot of mineral salt, I have a lot of very, very good stuff. Yeah, do not exaggerate it, and don't use a fresh coffee ground. So if you go to any coffee shop, and they give you 20 pounds of coffee grounds they produce just that day, don't put all in immediately in your warm beans. Wait at least 2 weeks. The coffee ground will develop a greenish mold. This is perfect fine. Mold is food for the worms. That's all bacteria. They're perfect fine. You can still give. Yeah. I live near you, but on the Maple Leaf side. So you are from Toronto, Ontario. Okay. Cannabis driver. What's your opinion on using shredded cardboard versus peat moss? Shredded cardboard is great. Shredded cardboard. I have all my neighbor here. They know me, and they give me all the Amazon boxes, all the boxes they have. I just had a neighbor that he bought this house. I got all the cardboard for them. I spent almost $200 for a shredder to shred all the cardboard. But there are two different things. So the pit moss. Why I love pit moss? Because pit moss retain have a high nutritional value, like the cardboard. The cardboard too have a high nutrition value. It's all celluloid. If you use like a corrugated cardboard that is pretty much raw, it's a high nutrition, so the worms love it, but it's break down very, very fast, and it don't retain moisture like the peat moss, and it's not fluffy like the peat moss. So if you have a bedding only cardboard, you can have a bedding or cardboard, and it will be amazing bedding for the worms, but they have a little more maintenance. You have to figure out a little more maintenance, because it can become actually soaked water, and it can be make like a rotten mess inside the thing. So it need to be aerated, manually aerated a little more than the pit moss. But you can definitely have a bedding only cardboard. Absolutely, it's amazing. The worms love it. They will eat pretty fast and will decompose actually pretty fast. For me, the pit moss, I add pit moss to everything, also to the cardboard, because help to make more fluffiness, so I have more air, and to retain moisture and release gradually. Just to make you understand better why the best topsoil mix, the technical one, they cost a lot of money. The base is cocoa coir or pit moss, but the majority are pit moss, because pit moss have this feature. Pit moss retain moisture and release slowly. So also the plant, especially the seedling, the baby plants, they need a constant level of water. If you overwater the delicate roots, they die, they're rotten. If you underwater, they die because they need water. So the pit moss is the best thing, because capture need a lot of water to be rehydrated. But when you rehydrated on the right amount of hydration, they will release slowly. That is. No, why not employ the wedge system in your new worm factory? You're from Quebec. I went to Montreal with my wife to see the Jazz Festival like 4 years ago, I think. So okay, I am doing the wedge system. If you see the video where I build the new uh, big. Big beans that actually is 24 feet by 4 feet by 2 feet deep. This will be a wedge system. I already put one thing to divide it inside, and meanwhile the works worm, I will move this barrier to work with the wedge system. But I just started 10 days ago, so it's too early to start to do these things. But I will do in the next couple of days. I think Sunday I'm in the worm area waiting for some people who come to pick up worms. I will do a video on the update after 2 weeks. Yeah, because I started the bedding, and I just checked a little bit the water, just water a little bit because it's dry on the top. But I did not move. I did not. I gave it 2 weeks to the worms to get settled. So with you guys next time we will see how this beans working. Okay, Beverly, it is better to leave the worms alone, or I can mix up the bedding every day. You can mix the bedding every time you want. Maybe the worms are not happy, but they will be more happy when you move the beddings, and you have more oxygen, more airflow inside the bedding, because you can ever low too much airflow in your bedding. So if you do, I do every twice a week. When I feed my reproduction bean, I put the worm chow and I mix everything very energetic twice a week. I do on regular basis. Okay, Renault, so the common you pick it up bedding or food for the worm. Do you feed the worm chow on top of the manure? Okay, first it's horse manure, it's not cow, but it's the same system. Okay, it's aged. The most important thing is aged. The bedding is bought, food and bedding. The manure is bought, food as the pit moss. Pit moss is bad. The cardboard is food and bedding. Everything you pour inside the bin is food for the worm, and it's also bedding. This is why you have a bin full of casting after they work out all things, because everything you put in the worms in the bin is bedding and food, except of course the kitchen scraps. Okay. Yeah. Okay, say for me, pit is for taking care of the worms, cardboard is for taking care of waste oozing worms. Yeah, that can make sense. Everybody have his own formula. I always say, don't exist the perfect formula or only one way to do the stuff. Exist the way that work for you. I'm guys share with you the way that work for me. I worry the pit moss will dilute the quantity of the casting if the worm don't eat it. No, worms will eat all your pit moss. The one can you be worried to deal with eventually it's cocoa coir, because the cocoa coir first things have not a lot of nutritious content. Pit moss have a lot of nutrition. Cocoa coir don't first. Second, cocoa coir it's very hard to break down. They take a long time to break down. Eventually we break down and the worms will eat it, of course, yes, but it will take more time. If you want to do the reproduction bean like I do, with the cycle on 21 days and you do with the cardboard or cocoa coir, you will not have in 21 days all worm casting. With pit moss, yes. Pit moss is so fine. If when you move all the pit moss and take out from the compacted big bags, they are very compacted. It's so fine that sometimes I have to use a mask and the glasses because it's so fine they come in my eyes and my mouth and in my nose. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Can you read me your name? I think it's Thai or something like that. I can read your name. I'm sorry for that. Worm eat piece more faster. Yes, exactly. Than cardboard. Exactly. And pit is cheap. Absolute. Is they raise the price of the pit. The same pit moss last year I paid $17 and something. This year I paid $20. So they actually cost more. Do you ever get food scraps from local house or business and do you see them make compost? I actually used to have more in the past, but I'm actually have a net, if you want to call a net of people. They give me kitchen scraps. I give them a 5-gallon bucket empty, and every week they give me full of kitchen scraps and they give back empty. It's a little work for me because I have to clean, wash, sanitize the beans and everything. Go around the house for these people to pick up the beans. But I do, of course. I need a lot of food for my worms for the big bed. Yeah, so this is what I do. If my city make compost, but my city have I read something online have a deal, if you want to call a deal, with a huge compost plant that is not far from my city. So everything they collect from the family, they do the compost program, they give it to this big compost plant. In the next time when I'm more settled, I wanted to talk with my city, with somebody to see if we can some way we can work together. But right now I am too small to take all the compost that is produced in the city. If they give me 10 tons of kitchen scraps a week, I don't have all the worms that can eat 10 tons of kitchen scraps. So I want to do one step at a time, I don't want to do more than I can. Yeah. Okay, Worms for Life's my name. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. How do you feel about dried leaves? What I've been using a lot of. So I feel dried leaves are amazing. The only thing I suggest to you, if you don't already do, try to grind as much as you can. What I do with the leaves, I put in a big bucket and I put like the grass edger inside the door, and I use like a grinder and I try to grind the leaves as much as possible because the leaves they take forever to break down. So yes, it's food for the worms, but before to become food, they have to break down. And if you leave the leaves like they are the wool leaves, they take forever. Not only this, but I had the steams of the leaves for 2 years in my bag, in my bin. The freaking steam they take forever to break down. I was a certain point tired to see all these tons of the steams of the leaf because it will take forever to break down. But leaf stem. So thank you. My wife, she correct my English. Thank you. The stem. Yes, leaves are amazing. Yeah. Yeah, leaf compost, the leaf mold. I have a leaf 3 years old leaf mold in my backyard. This year I will take because leaf mold leaves is amazing composter and amazing food for the worms. Okay. Peat is expensive in my country. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, here we are very close to Canada. Canada is one of the bigger producer of peat moss in the world. So It's pretty cheap. Yeah. Senabus brands, thanks. I'm trying to keep costs down. I'm mixing the pit moss with the cardboard 50-50. It's perfect. Mixed pit moss with the cardboard 50-50. I found that it's the perfect formula if you again have not the urge to use the 21 days cycle recycle bin. So if you are not working to have a lot of worms to sell like I do, like other farms do, but your goal is to have casting for your cannabis. I see cannabis drivers. So for your cannabis, worm casting is the perfect thing for the cannabis. They give your plants all they ever need to grow. The flowers go bug free and everything. 50-50 cardboard pit moss is, my friend, perfect. You can don't forget to put grit. Worms need a little grit. If you put peat and cardboard, they don't have grit. So the grit can be anything that can use to work and digest actually the food. What I always suggest to use as grit is pulverized limestone. It's very cheap. Like Tractor Supply, you can buy 50-pound bag for $4. For $4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 pounds bag. I bought last year bags of 50 pounds. I still have one bag and a half after 1 year, and I use a lot. I assure you guys, I use a lot of limestone. So with the $5, you buy 50 pounds of limestone, and maybe it lasts 5 years to you. Okay. Any thought on biochar in my bin, John Pierce? John Pierce, I have a video where I put biochar in my video. I used to sell biochar in my website. I don't even right now. I will have back end of May because a friend of mine they make amazing biochar is done and is making a new batch of various tons of biochar and take time also to start to inoculate the wormchar with all the bacteria take a little time. So it's working on it. For end of May, I'm going to pick up maybe for 5 pounds, 500 pounds of worm biochar. Yes, biochar in your wormy is perfect. Don't use a lot. Don't need to use a lot. Just use a little bit, but definitely if you have access a good quality biochar, you can put in your casting and give more thing, or you can mix before to put in your bedding, your plants, or directly because the worms don't eat the biochar, but the biochar help to the multiplication of the bacteria and the fungi inside of the casting. Okay, would giving finished compost to the worms be a good food strategy? No, because the finished compost. Sorry, yes. I thought for one second finish the worm casting. No, absolutely. Compost is the best food that you finish the compost is the best food you can give to your worms because I always say also to the people when they prepare the soil that compost, the worm casting is the perfect pair because the compost will feed all the bacteria that are inside the worm casting. Actually, the bacteria when they eat the compost, what they do, they break down of the nutrients that are inside the compost, and these nutrients will be immediately available to the plants. Compost and the worm casting and worms, it's the perfect. The only problem that I found using compost is the bags and the flying and the animals that you don't want on your worm bin. That can be a problem. If you have your compost pile outside, a lot of of bugs will love your compost. And when you put in your bins worms, you can, transport those bags. Like happened to me with the horse manure, with the fly. I had the fly invasion actually because the horse manure. So this is the only problem. And that talking about leaf, that can add another problem because bags they hatch they like the soldier fly larva on the bottom of the leaves. So the problem is if you don't check very well your leaves, the problem is that when you put your leaf in your worm bin, you will fill out your worm with any kind of larva bin. James Elmas, thank you, sir. Love watching you. Thank you, James, for reaching us. I love you are here. Thank you. Okay, Renault, get away the trimmer and green to the leaves outside. Good, Renault. Okay. Renault, again, will you do traditional compost and leaf mold for commercial sale when you get the farm? No, this is a different completely job. You need a lot of spaces. I visited a couple of commercial leaf mold and compost, and you need a lot of space and a lot of big machinery. It's a completely different business, and it's not my business. I mean, I say I'm a little nerd, and I try to know as much as I can about worm farming, but composting is a completely different material, and I don't know. No, I don't think so. Okay, Renault, does the red wiggles population keep growing in a small bin if you feed them, or will they balance and stop reproducing a certain quantity? Of course, they stop reproducing. The worms, they regulate themselves. When they feel that there are not enough space to grow in quantity, they stop breeding. There are no way. And also, they slow down on breeding also when they don't have fresh bedding. When all the bedding is casting, it's demonstrated that the worms, they can eat their own poo up to 3-4 times, but of course every time they have less food, less nutritional value, so the worms, they start to slow down a little bit. So give always when of course the bin is all casting, or it's at least 80-90% casting, because you see if what is not casting, you can put back. Actually, when you put back, you have a lot of bacteria and give a nice quick start to the bacterial population of your bin. So, okay, but the fresh bedding, when the bedding is all transformed in worm poo, in worm casting, and split the content of the worms in 2 bins, it's always a good idea if you want to grow your worm population. Okay, make the compost or get from local and scale supply. Always use BTI. Yes, exactly. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Okay. Okay, let me see if there are some more questions. Okay, there are no more questions. It's a 1 hour and a half, guys. We are together, and you are still a lot of people following me. That's very encouraging. Thank you, guys. That means I will make another live stream in a couple of weeks. I think I have to give it to you guys. Yeah, very, very interesting. I was nervous and excited at the same time because I didn't know many people will come to look my big face on your laptop, and that's very, very exciting for me, guys. Thank you very much. And I see the quantity they go of the people. They go from 26 to 18 to 21 to 20, 24. So that's me. It's pretty good. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. That's giving me a motivation to go ahead and continue to do what I'm doing. That's very, very great. Again, guys, so while I don't have any more question, if you want to help me and help my channel, go to www.natureguide.com. I'm writing here again, natureguide.com. Okay, this is my affiliate, Amazon affiliate website. It's specialized in gardening, of course, organic gardening. So you find amendment, pest repellent, and everything you need for the garden. And there are special sessions on the worm accessories, and there are everything I use for the worms. And also, if I don't use, I will recommend because I know the quality. You can use you can find the sifter, about 1/4 and 1/8 inch. You can find the grinder, you can find the shredder, the bags, the beans, everything you need for your worms. Oh, thanks to you, Cannabis. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Okay, guys, if there are no more questions at this point, after 1 hour and a half, I think it's time to close the live and, let you go. I don't know what time is in your country or in your state. Is here it's almost 9, and I need to take the dog outside for go to bathroom. I need to eat something. But if you I have more question, I will be more happy to answer to you guys. Little water. Okay, guys. At this point, I will close the live. Okay, it's exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I think I am very happy, and I'm happy how this first live stream goes. Okay, I'm very happy for for your question, and that I hope I help you guys, and to clear your minds. If you have any question, guys, you can write me an email or a chat to the website. Maybe I will not answer immediately, of course, but I will always answer to you guys. Always. Okay. I think my dog have to go bathroom. He's barking. And I will always answer to you. If you want to see some video, special topic, let me know. I will try to do that. I will try to do that. I enjoy doing video, and I like to share with you, and so I will do it. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Renaud. Thank you for you. Oh, be honest. Thanks for UK. Oh, thank you for. Oh, it's night now in UK. It's like what time is it? It's like 2 in the morning. Renaud, I mean, it's just you have just to pass the custom and come to this side of the world. Come wherever you just let me know in like give me some days to organize everything, and wherever you want, come here. We can have a dinner together, lunch together, and I will be more happy to invite you over, and to show my warmly.
Ciao.
Ciao, Renaud. Okay. All right, guys. I'm ending the live stream. Okay. I want to give you some more seconds if you want to. You have some last question before I go? Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Done. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Ciao. See you next time. Bye bye. I love you all.